Hey guys, it's Mo Clark checking in with Upscale Magazine, talking with Darrin Dewitt Henson of the family business. And we are super excited to be here. So let's just jump into it because I am super excited. So, the family business has become a staple in urban television and it's blending crime, family, loyalty, and ambition. So, your character, Orlando Duncan, he has had a lot of different storylines. So how do you keep your character fresh and in the know?
For one of the things that's really important is to have great writers on the show, and Carl Weber actually is the one who sustains that. You know, he created and he writes the show. As an actor, my job is to tell the truth about the character. And there's a great deal going on with the Duncan family. And so, because of that, everything stays fresh because it's in the now, right? Everything is real time on the show. So, even though it's being filmed, in the life of the Duncans, it's happening in real time.
I love that. So with Orlando, we're seeing him take on some different like leadership roles and things like that. So what personal qualities or experiences have you drawn from your own life that you're kind of bringing into the portrayal of Orlando?
Well, I'm completely different from my character. And I think it's really important when you play a character to play the truth of that character. You know, he comes from a big family. Yes, they are a crime family as well, but they're still a family. So they have basic human needs. And so it's about playing on those. You see Orlando Duncan has a son who's sick and in the hospital. There's some, situations going on with Junior Duncan, where he felt that the family didn't display honesty to him, so he's acting out right now, and so what that does is it allows you to go on an emotional roller coaster, right? Mentally, because there's so many emotions involved in portraying these people. You know, if anybody's brother or sister in real life were to do that, again, there would be discourse in the family. So there's a lot of situations that are being exacerbated by people's emotions. And so you're getting this cacophony on the screen that really is sending people into a frenzy by watching it.
So when it comes to, the loyalty of the family and all of those different things, how do you feel like it is to kind of portray that loyalty of the family and that crime boss at the same time because you have to mesh them at the same time? What is that feeling like for you?
Well, one doesn't work without the other. So with the Duncan family, it's always family over everything. And when you have that, that's your home base, right? You can deal with the streets. It's like everything that you build in your home. Your home base is your solitude. And so you can go out into the world and deal with everything else because you know you have a home base at home. And so it's the same thing with the Duncans. It's family over everything. And so you deal and you play family first.
I love that. And what we're also seeing is we're also seeing generational entrepreneurships. So how important is that for you in your own real life and in the show? Because that's something that, we're seeing a lot of that more often in real life with our family, leaving us legacies more than we saw growing up. Some of us didn't know about certain things growing up that we're more privy to now.
Yeah, that's a great question. And unfortunately, it's the truth. A lot of people are not educated financially and suffer in adulthood because of that. So the conversations that happen on the show about being your own boss are really important because it allows us as viewers, and I'm a fan of the show as well, to handle your business, take care of your business. Because if you don't, somebody else will. If you don't put your finances in order, somebody else will control you. And so we see that art imitates life and life imitates art. I happen to be a person who, believes in ownership. Years ago when I was choreographing, anybody that knows me knows that I copywrote my dance steps. I own Bye. So anytime you see that, cha-ching, right? It's a way for us to be able to stand on our own and be able to, as you said, pay it forward to our families and leave a legacy of education first. Because most people aren't aware that they're not aware. That's the hard part, right? If you're not aware that you're not aware, then you're not really going anywhere either. So awareness is always key. And the number one thing that we have to be aware of is that we always have to be educated well enough to protect ourselves financially.
I love that. And you actually mentioned, things that you do when you're choreographing and copywriting. So you wear many hats in addition to being an actor. So how do you kind of balance all of your things that you're involved in?
It's a balancing trick, because different things happen every day. So one day I'm an actor, one day I'm a producer, one day I'm a director, and I think formatting that is the key. It's planning for success. You become successful when you plan for it. I expect success because of how I plan my days, and so I tell people if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. And
Mm.
that's just not an adage. That's something that actually happens. I believe that you attract success or failure by how you plan or lack thereof.
I
So you
love
got to
that.
scale up, right? It's like upscale magazine. You got to scale yourself up and then you can upscale.
I love that. So, what do you feel like is the most shocking thing that we are going to see from your character this season? Without giving too much away,
Wow.
what do you feel like is going to shock everybody?
I think anybody that's watching the show, the best thing I can say is expect the unexpected. Expect the unexpected. And as we can see in the episodes, the first 5 episodes, a lot of unexpected things actually happen. So, on the family business, somebody may end up on the other side of somebody's gun or in the grave, right? It happens a lot on the show. And so we don't have a loss of any of that action or drama on the show. It's plentiful. And so every week people get to come back and to see something that they can't wait to see next week. So the show is showing improving to be one of the best shows on television.
It is. And before I let you go, um, as far as your relationships with your co-stars, who do you really have like a family bond with in real life outside of set?
The entire cast, everybody is extremely close on the show. From the patriarch, the matriarch, Valerie Pettiford, the patriarch, Ernie Hudson, on down, all the children, brothers and sisters. We all have really, really great relationships, on and off. Well, not always on screen, but off screen. We're all really close.
And where can people find more about you?
Oh, they can always come to my website, which is Darrin Henson, Darrin with an I, Henson, HENSON.com. People come on all the time, leave messages. They pick up copies of my book, my clothing line, which is God's Billboard T-shirts. They order, personalized videos or personalized videos for their businesses. It's a one-stop shop on TheDarrinHenson.com.
Love that. Serial entrepreneur. Got it. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to interview with Upscale Magazine. We are super excited and we just can't wait to see more of the family business because y'all really be doing it.
Thank you
It's
so
it's
much.
it's
It's
like
great.
real family. So thank
Yeah,
you guys for that body of work.
it really is. Thank you so much for the interview, and I appreciate Upscale Magazine. And we'll see you soon. Salute.
Bye.